My Majesties, Kings and Queens, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and of course appreciated. Today, I want us to talk about the Edomites, okay? Because there are times that we get to hear people talk about this group of people, and sometimes it's misunderstood. Okay. Before then, I want to remind you that we now have a foundation for orphans, for widows, and the vulnerable. I made a video here, a short video about that. Most of you couldn't watch that video. Just to let you know that we now have a foundation. For those of you who want to support my work, who appreciate what I do, let me know so that I give you the information so you can support the foundation directly. And when you send super thanks directly to the channel, YouTube have they do take what they call percentage from it, so it doesn't come as you send because we have to share it with YouTube. So if you want to support the foundation, you want to support my work, no matter the amount, even if it's $5, $10, 15, 20, 25, we received super thanks of $50. I was surprised and I was appreciative of you for what you did. But the money doesn't come in. YouTube take percentage of the money. Okay, so you will let me know. Send me a message on my email account, abigaillusimiri@gmail.com. You let me know, then I provide you with the information. And then I appreciate you here for what you do. But if you want to remain anonymous, fine. We have anonymous supporters as well who are here. But definitely, you will be appreciated and the amount that you send will be called out. And whatever you send that money, whatever it's used for, you will have a video evidence of it. And you will see how your money is touching the life of people out there. I got to know that a lot of persons are dying, not because they are looking for a lot of money, just because of little money. People are losing their lives every day. Yeah. So your $10, $20, $5 can help save someone's life, my majesty. Like I said, I will talk about the Edomites. And I'm reading from the tablets, okay? I've spoken to you about this book already before now, so you can check it. And before now, we also had a discussion about this Edomites. I think, what's his name? Emmanuel said something about the Edomites as well. And I had that discussion with you when I was having that discussion. So today, let's listen to what the tablet is saying about the Edomites, okay? The Mayans disregarded the original Olmec traditions and kept on to their Chinese traditions of virgin blood and children sacrifices to their god, who were the reptilians of the Dogons, called Dogir, meaning ugly water beings. Generations after this, the invasion of the Hittites and their spreading abroad, other groups of people have sprung forth due to their intermingling. I've had series of discussions with you about intermarriages, but sometimes we don't listen. Esau, the son of Yitzhak, and Rebekah, and also the twin of Jacob, was a direct descendant of Abraham. Willfully mixed his seed with Hittite and Hivite women. Is there in the Bible. Thus, bringing about the biblical tribe of people known as the Edomites, who bear the curse of the Mongoloidism. From this intermingling, you have various nations that bear the features of this curse. There are two classes of Edomites. There is the historic Edomites and the biblical Edomites. The term Edomites is the biblical name for the Mongoloids. The term Edomite is a biblical name for the Mongoloids. The biblical Edomites came by way of Esau. Okay? Emmanuel Odom had said something about that. The son of Isaac and Rebekah. Now, anyway, let's continue. Esau's seed was cursed with Mongoloidism. Esau's seed was cursed with Mongoloidism because he mixed his seed with the Canaanites. And this was going against the commandment as found in Genesis chapter 28 verses 1 and 28 verses 6, which was a commandment from the Most High. However, out of spite, Esau took Canaanite wives to get even with his father for giving his blessings to his brother Jacob instead of him. Genesis 27 verse 28 to 29. He mixed his seed with these Canaanite tribes, and a curse was placed on Esau through his genes. Esau and his family eventually went to stay on Mount Seir, Genesis chapter 36 verse 8. When they went to Mount Seir, there were already beings living on Mount Seir. These beings were the Shaggies, who are tall, who came from the Sirius star constellation, and the Duanis, who are short and hairy, who came from the Canis Major. Both were called Horites. They eventually bred and mixed with the Teros, just mixture of different races of people, who were also the tall stature, who came into the surface and created a branch of Mongoloid race. This is why there are some tall Orientals and some short Orientals. The mixture of the Teros and the Shaggies caused a defect of 47 chromosomes, producing what is commonly called Down syndrome. Down syndrome. The Teros chromosome structure is so much different than that of the Earthlings that the mixture caused this disorder. Okay? The Eskimos are an off-breed from this mixture of Teros and the Shaggies also. These Teros also mixed in with the Duanis, and this caused a disease called hirsutism, where the body is fully covered with hair. This is very common among the Mongoloids today. In fact, the teachings of the Hopi Native Americans, they acknowledge the existence of the Shaggies, or the Bigfoot, whom they call Maso. They believe that Maso is the greatest spirit person who walked the surface of this earth. He stated that he is the first, the last, the eternal. He believed that Bigfoot were here first, then we have human beings were planted here. The Vietnamese also hold the same belief. They call the Shaggies Lei, which refers to the monkey man. Only they say he is not a monkey, he is not a man. He is a god and the most powerful human type manifestation on the surface of the earth. They also call him the monkey god in India. The father. It is believed that in 1992 AD, Bigfoot started talking to people in Europe and America in intelligible words. Ordinarily, he communicates by thoughts or with vision, dreams, or in body language, sometimes called Indian Sign Language. He is now coming down from the high mountains and appearing in broad daylight at the edge of the villages. The Native Americans say that he is really giving us every opportunity to bear witness to the fact that he is here. And from the Native Americans' viewpoint, it is the beginning of the fulfillment of his prophecies that he will come back to reestablish justice on this land. The Edomites are thought to have come from the Caucasians, that's the second part of the Edomites now, because they resided and mixed in with the Horites. that were already living on Mount Seir. These Seirians were of the regressive gene. It is also no coincidence that the Hebrew word for Seir is Seir and means hairy, rough. The Shaggies were hairy beings. Put it in your mind that Esau is only the biblical Mongoloid or Edomite race. There were Mongoloid living way before Esau, but Esau is the biblical Mongoloid. But way before Esau, there were Mongoloid who were living. Okay? And these Mongoloids were a mixture of the Teros and the Shaggies. Later, trying to right his wrong, Esau married an Ishmaelite named Mahalat. She was also called Basemath, the daughter of Ishmael and Sayyida Fatima. Esau's seed, having intermingled with other tribes of Nubian descent as well, who having migrated to other parts of the world, brought about a new characteristics of people, having various hues in their complexion and slantness of their eyes. The slant in their eyes is the same as that of the Havilahites, the Havilahite tribe, from which Anna, mother of Nikabel, came. The way you see their eyes this way, like a cat eye, okay? And have shovel-shaped teeth, which can only be found in Orientals and Native Americans today. These are your race, such as Japanese, Koreans, Indonesians, Alaskans, Native Americans, Malaysians, and many other people of Mongolian stock, who are descendants through mixing of their seed with other Asian and Nubian or African tribes. As the Edomites migrated west into Africa, they mixed with the Midianites and Ishmaelites, the Ishmaelite tribes, that were defeated by the Gideonites, who had intermingled with the Israelites. Okay. The Nubians or Nubers walked or traveled westward from their land in search of other land and resources. And when they say Nubians or African tribe, it means Nubian, black, or African tribes.
The Edomite converts weren't calling themselves Jews just yet. They started calling themselves Jews probably 100 years after their mass conversion. Let's get the sources. So-called Caucasians go back to the biblical Edomites. Let's establish that first. Before we go into the Maccabean conversion of the Edomites, the mass conversion, because their whole kingdom was conquered, let's prove really quickly that Caucasians go back to the biblical Edomites. Now, if you want further information on this, you can look it up. Sakari is the white man, Esau, all kind of debates, presentations, and lectures. Let's get a couple slides real quick. Caucasian. Is Esau the father of the white race? Well, here's a picture of their gods. Everybody's god looks like them in antiquity. Everybody's god except the black man looks like them, right? This is the god of the Edomites. You can't tell me this is not Becky, Karen, Kevin, Andy, one of them. Oh, it's a goddess. I'm sorry. This is the Edomite goddess, Salakia. So this is Becky or Karen right here. Right? This is another one of the Edomite gods, right? The evolution of the Edomite identity. So this is going into when they stopped calling themselves Edomites, and that is a result of not only the Maccabean revolt, but they went and conquered the original people of Europe, which are Etruscans and Minoans, which are melanated people.
The Edomites, who lived in the region of modern Jordan and southern Israel, are an almost forgotten ancient kingdom. Today this area is known for the famous UNESCO World Heritage and Archaeological Site of Petra, the Rose Red City. Now, the Hebrew word Edom means red, and relates to the name of its founder Esau, the firstborn son of the patriarch Isaac and his wife Rebekah. Isaac and Rebekah had twin sons, and the brothers had a tumultuous relationship from birth. The Hebrew Bible tells us that Esau was a hunter, while his twin brother Isaac helped his mother around the home tent. As a young adult, Esau sold his firstborn birthright to the family inheritance to his brother Jacob for a bowl of red pottage. This caused friction between the brothers, and the Bible tells us that the nations of the Edomites, the descendants of Esau, and the Israelites, the descendants of Jacob, often clashed. These conflicts between Israel and Edom, Babylon and Egypt are recorded in the Bible. In fact, Edom and the Edomites are mentioned some 130 times in the Bible. Some of the more well-known ones are: 1. God blessed Esau because he was a descendant of Abraham. So Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. This was the land to the south and east of the Dead Sea, and became known as the land of Edom. 2. There was enmity between Esau and Jacob. 3. The Israelites had been traveling through the wilderness from Egypt to the Promised Land. But when the Israelites asked the Edomites